Hey y'all, and welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, I've got kind of a vintage dessert recipe to show you. I've seen similar recipes floating around on the internet, but the other day I was looking through some old church cookbooks that my mother-in-law gave me, and I seen this vanilla wafer cake. This recipe does not use any flour, only crushed up vanilla wafers, along with shredded coconut and pecans. It sounds delicious. Now let's go ahead and get started. This is everything you'll need for this cake. And the recipe in my cookbook calls for a 12-ounce box of vanilla wafers. This was only 11 ounces, so I added in an extra handful of vanilla wafers. I used my food processor to blend those into fine crumbs. I did find a recipe online that is almost identical, and it requires an 11-ounce box. So I'll link that recipe in my description box below. Now to my stand mixer, I added in 2 sticks of butter, 2 cups of sugar, and I slowly added in 6 eggs. And make sure you let it mix a little after each egg. After that was all well combined, I scraped down my bowl. The recipe I had didn't call for vanilla, but I decided to add in a couple teaspoons of that. I also added in 7 ounces of shredded sweetened coconut and 1 cup of chopped pecans. And yes, I'm from the South, but I've just always said pecans. I guess it just depends on what I'm talking about. Like if I'm talking about the cookies, pecan sandies, I say pecan. So I've started mixing this here. And I'm adding in the vanilla wafer crumbs and half a cup of milk. And I am alternating those, adding a little of each at a time. Let this mix until it's just combined, and this batter will end up a little on the thicker side. Now it's time to put this in the pan. I'm using a Bundt pan for this, and I've greased it very well and sprayed it with nonstick spray, and that Baker's Joy is my absolute favorite. I've got it all in the pan here, and I'm just spreading the top out evenly. Now this bakes at 325 for 1 hour and 10 minutes. By the way, I have a ton of church cookbooks with so many recipes that I want to try. So if you want to see more recipes like this, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, back to the recipe. Here it is out of the oven. I use a spaghetti noodle to test for doneness. It was a trick from my grandma. Okay, y'all, and here is the moment that it all went wrong. I mean, I have no idea what I was doing. Well, I do. I was trying to hurry because it was time for me to go get my daughter. This cake broke into so many pieces, and I almost did not post this video. But this is real life here, and maybe y'all can learn from my mistakes. And the cake turned out so delicious, I just had to share this. I tried my best to salvage this cake and make the best of it. So I put it back in the Bundt pan and kind of pressed it in a little and let it cool that way. And then I tried to flip it out again. And that time it came out. Now, it didn't look pretty. But when these things happen, you can't get upset about it. You have to just laugh and go on. And I'm not even close to being a professional here. I just love to cook and I love to bake. And there are times that it doesn't always come out the way you want it to come out. But I did my best to doctor this up here, and I made a quick glaze with powdered sugar, a splash of milk, and some vanilla. And next time I make this, I think I'll make it in a 9x13 baking dish. And trust me when I say this cake was amazing. It may not look it, but it tasted so good. It's dense like a pound cake and just delicious. I hope you give it a try. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You may also like these. Don't forget to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I will see you in the next one.